Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day wherever they are. I'm Sagittarius Girl One, and I'm going to make this video. Like I say in all my videos, I'm not responsible if anybody gets hurt, and sometimes I swear this might be a controversial subject, but it's about Elvis Presley's death and stuff and my thoughts of it. And, some people might not agree, and that's fine, but this is my opinion. So I'll think about it. Elvis died in August of 1977. He was in his 40s when he died. They said he had a heart attack, but I don't know. That seems a little fishy to me, in my opinion, because I've seen a lot of documentaries about him in his last few months of his life before he died, and I've seen videos of his performances and stuff in documentaries and movies and stuff, and what people said, his co-stars about his drug use, and his family and his ex-wife and his daughter, and they said that part of the reason why their marriage broke up was his cheating, his infidelity, and he traveled a lot, and he wasn't interested in her after a while, and he didn't want to be married, and his drug use, and she admitted that she did some drugs because he wanted her to, and changed her appearance and stuff. I know this is getting off the subject of his death, but I think when she left him, it was a big hole in his heart. And also when his mother died, that bothered him too, because he was very close to his mother. And he started taking drugs when he was in the army to help him sleep, which I guess a lot of people did, but they didn't do it as much in the 50s or early 60s. But then he started to take uppers to keep him awake and downers to keep him before he could sleep, because he would sleep all day or something, and that probably did something on your psyche, with his sleeping. He would sleep different times. It was like a vampire, and then Priscilla was sleeping the same way, and she probably couldn't handle that lifestyle, and she didn't want to do the drugs, and he continued doing the drugs until the day he died. I don't think he ever tried to get help, and he gained a lot of weight. I've seen his early video movies where he was thin, and then in the late 60s he did one where he was a concert in Las Vegas where he was wearing all those leather pants and top, and then in the 70s he started gaining weight. I think it's because he ate a lot, because he didn't have a lot of things to do during the day. Michaela, Ted, play with her. Play with her.
I think she has to go out.
Then you can take her. He didn't have a lot of stuff to do because celebrities. It's hard for celebrities to go out because they're so famous. The fans want every piece of you, and he couldn't go anywhere. He was like excess, to his own excess, so he couldn't go out and do anything. He had to have all these bodyguards and stuff, the people in his band. I don't know if any of them tried to get him off drugs or something like that. I think a few people did, but unless you want to go off drugs yourself, like you've heard, it's not going to happen. He wouldn't go to rehab or something. And his last girlfriend after the divorce was with her for a few years, and she was younger, and she left him because he was doing the drugs, and she knew it was going to do a toll on him, and I think she thought he might die from this, and I don't know if he thought he was going to die from this. And then his daughter and found him in the bathroom, and his girlfriend found him in the bathroom dead, and then the coroner report said he died of a heart attack. This is what I think. This is my opinion on how Elvis died. I think he was terribly overweight. He probably had depression. We all have depression, some of us more than others. He's probably depressed, that he can't go anywhere. He was hooked on drugs. He couldn't, like I said, he couldn't go anywhere. He was totally famous. So, like, being famous doesn't always crack up to be, it can suck a lot of ways, because, a lot of people have died young. He died in his 40s. He was 42, I'm 55. So he died young, and he was overweight. Maybe he did have a heart attack from all the pills he take and his weight. The pills he take, maybe, I'm no doctor, maybe that's what happened. Or maybe eventually he thought of quitting, and if he decided to quit or not, maybe the drugs got hold of him and it was too late and he died from that. Who knows? I think and I don't know if they had things like they had, tests now, like they do now, to tell if he was off drugs or not. I don't know if they had any tests back in the 77, blood test, or, to see if there was drugs in his system. I don't know if they had that in 77, if he had drugs in system or the coronary left that out. I don't know. I'd want to know if I had a family member who died from drug overdose or just a heart attack, because it seems fishy to me. But that's my opinion. Everybody's allowed to have their opinion. So this is my thoughts on Elvis's death. I thought he was a great musician and everything, and I feel bad that he died young. What a waste. He was a good performer. He was a good singer, and he had a lot of good things to him. Too bad the drugs did a toll on his body and the weight. Believe me, I know what weight problem is. And he had depression and stuff. He had a lot to live for. He had his daughter and his fans, and he could have, had a good life. What would have been like if Elvis hadn't died at 42? He probably would have got his self-act together, maybe lost weight, maybe he would have quit. I think he should have quit. If it was, I know people don't like to hear that, but maybe he should have quit singing and said, oh, another thing is that Colonel guy. Oh, I forgot to think. Oh, that guy, I hated him. What I've learned about him, he was evil. He was a narcissistic bastard. I hated him. I think he attributed to his death, because I don't think he cared about Elvis that much, just to make money off Elvis. And anybody who makes the money off people is evil to me, even though I'm not religious or anything. He was bad, doing that to Elvis. I know Elvis had his own thing. He was a grown man. He put the pills in his own mouth and did that. He did that himself. But that guy never let up on Elvis. Elvis was weak. He should have stood up to himself saying, leave me alone. He should have fired that SOB colonel guy. I don't know if he was really a colonel or not, if he was really in the military or not. I forget if he was. But he was nasty, and he wouldn't let Elvis travel outside of the United States, because he didn't, the colonel, I found out, didn't have a green card, so he made Elvis just go into Las Vegas in his last years of life, and all he did was sing at night, and I think he ate during the day because he couldn't really do anything, go out, like I said, in public, because you know what fans are like, they hound you. It's worse now. It was probably bad then, but it's worse now, with YouTube. And that TMZ, people can hound you, which is wrong. So I'm not trying to put down Elvis or anything for the people who love him. No, I'm just stating a fact. It's too bad his life turned out this way. I feel somewhat sad for him that the drugs took a toll on him and he died from that. What a waste of drugs. What are they called? Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. He was great. He was a man before his time with the music in the 50s and 60s, and it was great. I went to Graceland, don't get me wrong. I think this was a great performer, and he was a great dancer, and he helped the blacks. He was friends with the blacks. When I hear people say he's racist, he's not. His ex-wife said he wasn't racist. So, and I feel sad for him. Lisa Marie died too. She died under weird circumstances. I don't know what happened with her health. So That's had really bad luck, the Presleys, and I feel bad for Priscilla Presley losing her great love, Elvis Presley. So until my next video, take care and bye.